I did the Zohran rally in the Heights. I got asked, I think on it's like the Sunday before, and I had been connected with someone in the campaign, and it was one of those things where, as we said no politicians on the pod, and I still feel strongly about that. But it was like, in my mind, I said, okay, what would I allow myself to do? Fundraiser, sure. And then I got asked to do this. It was tough. We had to move some stuff around, but it was like, yeah, I should do this. I should put my money where my mouth is. And it was I get this script. I'm figuring out who the speakers are, and it's like Attorney General Tish James, and they're like, this is the first time she'll be speaking to the public since being indicted by Trump. And you're like, that's crazy. I should not be in charge of this at all.
Yeah.
And went to the theater. It was in the Heights. I forget what it's called. It was, Tovah's been there a lot for Lin-Manuel hosting the premiere of In the Heights. And so, I get the script, and I'm just asking myself, I'm like, where can I be funny? How can I be funny? Mm-hmm. What's going to be the vibe? Because a rally is a very rah-rah positive experience. The only negativity is saved for, Cuomo. That's when you could get a boo. So, but I was just so stressed. I've just never done anything like it. Yeah. I didn't know what to wear. It felt like, would it be serious? Could I be?
Are you you're emceeing, but are you also like, now's your time to do 10 minutes or like?
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
It's kind of like in the script, it's like, introduce yourself. And it's like, okay, that's my 2 minutes. But it wasn't like, it was definitely not like, and now you do a set, which, by the way, thank God.
Oh my God, no, that would be so weird. Yeah.
You have to be like, hey, I know some of you, we just had the person talking about disabled accessibility in the subways. And now here's my jokes about why, like, subways are tough for me too.
Yeah.
And so I got there, Tovah came, and it's just very, in my mind, I was like, is there going to be food? And it's just a thing of like, what we're used to as performers for a gigantic theater venue. You go, oh yeah, if you're going to support the socialist candidates, it's going to be oranges in the back.
Yeah.
There's not going to be someone carving roast beef.
Oh,
you get just one of those. You're like, yep, this is what you want to be a part of.
Yeah.
There's not going to be a feast in the back.
I'm sure it's not back there.
Yeah, I'm sure the Cuomo rally had a better food selection for the talent in the back.
Yeah.
But I got a bag, and it was definitely like, it's not like theater people, so they're running the show, but it's chaos.
Yeah.
This is, I'm sure when you get the Attorney General and you're getting, organizers, and at some point they had, an 80-year-old canvasser and a 15-year-old canvasser, and it's just chaos. So I very quickly felt like I am a producer. I'm a partial stage manager. I described it to Tovah where it was like, that thing about like people you talk to people, they're able to describe the elephant, but no one can describe the whole thing. It's like, oh, this person it's like a blind man tells you the trunk. What is this creature? It has a long nose. This one says it has a straggly tail. There's no one. It feels like everyone's in charge of little pockets. And I'm talking to like, I was there for an hour, and I got a text from another person being like, hey, are you here yet? I'm like, yeah, I've talked to 10 different people. What do you mean, am I here yet?
I keep checking in. Yeah.
And we did a quick sound check, and it was the first time I've ever had the dual glass teleprompter thing that you see politicians use. And let me tell you, it's a lot harder than it looks. Frankly, Biden was doing a great job. We were not giving this guy enough credit.
Your thing is your speech. What you're going to say is on the teleprompter.
Because I'm introducing so many different people. I'm
right.
emceeing and going back there. But I was you are supposed to kind of look in the middle, kind of look back and forth. And I mean, people must have thought I had dementia just trying to navigate this situation.
Suddenly you're like, wow, Biden and the full cast of SNL, they really are doing pretty good.
Yeah, my acting went down a couple degrees. And it was so I go out there. At some point, I'm like, I'm going to move away from the teleprompter, come back to do my little stand-up bits. I'm looking through my material. I'm leaning into the Italian. I'm leaning into the Jewish. I talked to, I went to my go-to writer people to send some extra jokes. And some of them were strong. Some of them, they were like, I'm like, this is too roasty. Or it's like, it's too like mean for the event. Though JP McDade, he sent me a really funny one where it was like, Cuomo thinks Cuomo's Italian, so he thinks he's entitled to my Italian half. He's a Zionist, so he thinks he's entitled to my Jewish half. And thank God I'm not a woman, or he think he would be entitled to my lower half. And I'm telling Tovah this, and she's like, yeah, that's pretty. It's pretty intense. It's pretty intense.
Do you think it's better if you say top half?
Yeah, top half.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't really help it.
It's just one of those things where there's certain jokes. It's just like it just has to slip in there. It's got to flow. And so I did my Jewish jokes. I did the ones that I posted, the ones that I was happiest with. Mm-hmm. Now and then you'd say a joke, and you could just feel the audience like, oh, that was too much of a journey. Like it's got to be off exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
And then, by the way, my brother who was watching Fox News with my stepfather, but I guess they played a clip on Fox, and was it one of my great jokes that got a big pop?
Oh, no.
It was this part, Paige. Let's play it.
Now, who knows? We might have some hecklers tonight. We don't really know what's going to happen. So I just want to give you some instructions on what we're going to do if we are interrupted tonight. Basically, anything goes wrong, you're going to hear some music. Let's hear that music now. Please. Listen, I have a musical theater degree. I will fucking sing if I have to. All right, so what do we do when we hear this music? What do we do? We stand up. We stand up.
You have to understand, it doesn't feel, looking at it, I'm like, it wasn't that long. I'm having a full-blown panic attack.
Oh,
because
it feels long looking at it. Looking at it, it feels very long.
Because again, it's like, it's just so many moving parts.
Yeah.
It's just like there's so many there's people on stage, there's a crew, they're doing edits, they're doing changes,
and it's just not like a theater people thing. It's
yeah.
And
so in my mind, I think my fear was like, I don't know if this music's going to play. What do I do? It was stressful. And of course, that is the part that they played to prove that these socialist policies are not going to work. They can't even get the music on time.
Oh my God.
And then I'm backstage and there's all these sections that are like, I come out maybe 4 times. And then there's all these sections that are supposed to be like a God mic or whatever. And suddenly, the first God mic part comes on, and someone comes to me and goes, "You're on," and I'm like, "What?" And they go, oh, "We don't have the God mic's not working, so you have to introduce this next person." Now, here's the thing. Let me, as a white guy hosting, you want to get names right.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a diverse coalition.
Yeah.
So there are some names that I need to check up on.
Yeah.
And to grab me and go go on stage and look at a teleprompter and just go for
so
it.
Scary. Yeah.
Just wing it. And so I'm like, no, wait, come here. And I'm trying to look around for the, I'm listening. There's
person in the room.
There's a little racial profiling going on of like, who can tell me how to accurately say this name right now?
Yeah.
And I'm running on there, and so we were able to do it. It went good. Yeah. I was trying to think. One of the things that I do think is nice about Zohran is I'm like, he can't be president, which means I don't have to worry about him becoming a war criminal someday and regretting the picture that I'm taking with him. I think about
he can't be president.
No, because he wasn't born in America.
Oh,
yeah.
And
I'm like, you know what? There's a safety. Listen, I mean, Trump's going to run a third term. All these rules are very flexible. We've come to find out, but it's like there's a thing where being there, it was like there's an energy, there's a fervor, and it's you feel like you're doing something. I felt like I was doing something like important. I felt for the first time in a long time like, oh wow, I'm. More than a taping or a festival or whatever. I was like, oh, this feels like.
Now you see what these.
I know. You tasted and not just right wing. Mark Maron having Obama on the podcast is lame as fuck for your last guest.
I know, my God,
lame as fuck.
Especially in 2025. Like what?
I know.
Why would we care what he's saying right now?
Yeah, and it's like I don't know. It's but you get the feeling of it. You go, this is a person who's making history, and I'm a part of it. And look, I mean, it's a rally. I know what I'm doing. I'm there to support this person winning the election. And it's like, in the binary of the election, I go, I clearly want this to happen. It's what I want. But I got this picture with him, and I reflect on my grandpa, my step grandfather, showing proudly the picture of him with Bill Clinton.
Yeah,
and it's like then one day you become awake, and you're like, why does Grandpa have a framed picture of a war criminal pedophile in the living room?
Yeah,
and you're just reflecting. Politics is and it's also like I'm talking, and then at some point,
oh, sorry, I was just gonna say. In addition to that, it's like that stuff happens, and then that generation just doesn't think to even take down the photo. Whereas now, if something happens with Zohran, you're like, oh, I'll delete it from Instagram. I'll delete that.
Sure.
Like it's like the committing to like. No. It means something, and it always means something, and and it still means something. Yeah. Anyways,
I can't. My social media team can't wait for the day where I'm like, hey, I need you to find find the tweet where I said Deborah Messing killed it in Bros. I put it on Snapchat, Reddit, Tumblr. Please go and locate that, delete that immediately.
Deborah Messing killed it in Bros.
She did kill it in Bros. She did.
Such a funny thing you had to share with people. I've got to get this out.
And honestly, I want to delete it because people just didn't like Bros. It has nothing to do with her views. She killed that monologue. She nailed it.
Bro.
God, that movie. So then at like some point, it's also just like I'm turning around and it's again like Tish James. I know she's went after Trump, but I don't know the full scope of her body of work. Yeah. And there I am just being like, give it up for Tish James. And when I give it up for a comedian, at the worst they committed some sex crimes, but they didn't they didn't sign a bomb. And it's just weird. You're learning fast. You're doing some quick Googling, and you have no choice. What am I going to be like? I'm not going to bring up this next guest.
Yeah,
I'm saying that right. I just looked at their Wikipedia, and they did something I don't really approve of.
Yeah.
So then I think it was, I forget who was talking, but suddenly someone taps my shoulder. I turn around, and there he is. And it is embarrassing how starstruck I felt in that moment. And again, I'm influenced by the fact that I like this guy, want this guy to win. But you're like, ooh, you got the juice.
Yeah.
You got the juice. And you just like the way he engages with you. You're like, oh, you got that thing that politicians have to have. Which, by the way, you got that thing that Trump has. And the reason that you go to dinner and you go, hey, this guy's really nice.
Yeah.
Like, you got it. And, we talked for a second there, and then I saw him after, and I said, I'm like, Gianmarco, be you. And I said, listen, if you win, I'm going to have to start criticizing you a lot. And he said, oh, give me one term. And I fought an impulse to be like, okay. I was like, no, sorry. And
give me one term.
And I said, no, not how it goes. He said, please, can I do the downside? I know the rules. I'm a Patreon subscriber. Please, can I do the downside?
Please. It's so crazy that we all know that as soon as he wins, Trump's gonna send the troops here. It's crazy that that's just a known fact of like he's waiting to send them to New York till after Mamdani wins, so it can be more of a thing. It's just crazy. It's so crazy that the president is attacking our cities, and
that's. I know
that's dumb to say. I know it's
no,
dumb
it's
to
not.
be like,
No, it's not dumb to say.
No,
it's
no,
not
I
dumb
mean,
to say until like.
I just feel like it's like, what's happening? Why?
We're certainly flirting with the dissolution of America. And I don't think, listen, I think it's like, everything's too intertwined to be like, and then a civil war breaks out. But Trump is flirting with going so far that things get really bad.
Well, all of it is like pushing the thing and then being like, oh, how much pushback is there? Oh, none.
Sure.
People are tired of it, and
and I think that's the internal conversation people are having, where it's like, well, how bad does it get? And the fear that I think would lead someone to like go for a Cuomo or whatever is just like, guys, let's not push it to that place. And it goes like, well, if you don't stand up, then we're just going to become a further right-wing authoritarian country.
Almost
and
not
it's
gonna
like,
do anything to protect New Yorkers from that man.
And I understand the fear. I understand fear, of course, but so the answer is like just roll over and hope what? That the authoritarian fascist like doesn't go too far. It's inherent in the whole nature of the beast. It goes too far.
Yeah.
I think being there, I like felt this mix of like pride and surrealness, just being like, and also just like a New Yorker, just being like, I've lived in New York for 13 years. And my work has somehow put me in this position to like be connected to a big change in the city, while at the same time feeling that like, politics is like religion in a lot of ways. And it's like there's this unification based on like moral code and just being like, just a nervousness of getting too close, and you meet someone and you like them and they're nice and you don't want to critique them and
you want to go to the mayor's parties at the mansion.
Of course,
to see.
And then you understand like, oh, do I need to say that mean thing? That might lose the invite. And do I have to say that mean thing? Like, why not? Why? And then eventually one day,
and then you're always going to tweet about Deborah Messing good or bad. So yeah, you have to say it.
You gotta
You
say
have
it.
to say it.
So I felt cool. I'm gonna be careful. Feel free to call me out the Debbie Downsiders if you think I've betrayed.
Look, well, yeah, actually, there's a conversation going on in the Debbie Downsiders chat on Patreon.
Tell me.
And Ray, our patron, says, let me preface by saying, I really enjoyed the pod and Gianmarco as a comedian. Is him emceeing this event hypocritical? I remember when that conservative comedian, Tony Hinchcliffe, was at the Trump-Vance convention. He and Russell blasted the guy. One, because he wasn't funny, but also because he was doing comedy at a political event for a candidate. This feels like it hits the same situation. Maybe the difference is the scale of the impact of the candidate. I don't know. Curious what you all think, talking to the rest of the patrons. But note, when I went back and listened to that part, and Russell says, you're not doing comedy anymore, and Gianmarco says, you're a minister of propaganda.
Yes.
And then there's rebuttals, of course, to this. And
Sure.
You know,
No, but listen. Let's take it. I mean, listen. It is what I'm doing is a rally. I'm definitely doing propaganda. I think a couple things. One, most important, I was funnier. Two, like you're
I
not,
wasn't there. My hands are clean.
Yeah, you were too busy at the Cuomo convention.
I was on a talk back with Busy Phillips. Okay, so we both had things going on.
So a couple things. Yes, it is. I'm totally engaging in it, and I guess the difference is I think one's evil and I think one's good, and that definitely informs a lot of it.
It also is, I do think a difference of local versus national is, I know that sounds stupid, but it does feel different to be like, because it's like you said earlier, any major Democrat has the chance to be in the White House, that's a huge opportunity for like, oh no, that person, God knows what they're going to do to disappoint me in their presidency.
Yes.
And I will be embarrassed. So I would be much more hesitant to actively, I don't know, maybe I say
it
that.
It feels like my home.
Then,
no, in a way it feels like, well, this is my home. I live here.
I want that person for mayor.
Yeah.
And the idea of a Cuomo as a mayor is so,
And listen, politics is all like fucked up and corrupt. There's a couple things I think. Well, first, let me just say you're not wrong. I'm totally doing the propaganda, and I'd have to go back to that episode to go. Did I say like, do not do this? Period. And if I did, then I'm full of shit. But I think like, listen. All these political parties, and there's plenty of people that I'm sure I introduced who will do things that I do not like. But you're up there and you're like, they're bringing on someone talking about like how to make the subways more accessible for people that are disabled. And I go, yeah, I support that. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I don't know like how things get done, and as they're doing that, they some corrupt construction company, they get paid this, that, and the other. But I go, the goal to make things more accessible, I'm willing to shill for that. Oh, and I should say, Tovah, I talked to some comedians for jokes, and then at the end of the day, Tovah was a huge. When I get to these events and Tovah's there, it is a writer's room of two, and I'm going to Tovah, and she was the one who came up with the idea of opening with so many cultural events here. Lin-Manuel Miranda, premiere of In the Heights. Lin-Manuel doing a talkback after West Side Story. Hamilton sing-along with Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah.
And then the joke was this will be the first event that I won't be escorted off the stage. But when I did it, Tovah said like she thought the audience would like like it would be funny, like, oh, look at this guy, he's obsessed with Lin-Manuel Miranda. But I think they were so obsessed with Lin-Manuel Miranda. They were like, yeah, 3 of the most important cultural events of the last 100 years. Correct.
Oh, that's funny.
You're listening to The Downside.
The Downside.
With Gianmarco Soresi.